and welcome to episode 3 of Fab Life with Lauren and Lee.
This episode covers us being secret nerds and our mutual love for gaming.
Naturally, we do go on as many tangents as humanly possible, but we do still end up back on our favourite subject, which is, of course, Syllablag.
And we also talk public proposals, whether we love them, whether we hate them, and Lauren tells us how her husband proposed to her.
So please subscribe, leave us a lovely review, only if it's nice, please, and most of all, enjoy this episode of Fab Life with Lauren and Lee.
Lauren, we have already reached episode 3 of Fab Life with Lauren and Lee. How do you feel about that, Lauren?
Well, 3's a magic number, Lee, so I'm feeling like Charmed. I'm feeling like Piper out Charmed right now. I'm feeling pretty good.
Oh my God, I was obsessed with Charmed. Did you love Charmed? I didn't know you loved Charmed, did you?
Oh, I feel like we've spoke about this before, but actually it might be my friend from home. Yeah, I love Charmed. One of my friends from home actually said the other day they'd started rewatching it with the boyfriend. I was like, get it, girl. You get it.
Oh, and you know what? I don't want to be controversial here, but I actually preferred it when Paige came in and they got rid of Shannon Doherty.
Me
Quite liked
too.
it.
Shannon was a bit pezzy. She was dragging him down. You know, she's always in charge.
I immediately went to peasant there when you said pezzy, but you mean pessimistic, right?
Yeah, she's ever so serious and always like giving him a reality check. It's just like, just let him be dreamers.
For God's sake, Prue. Well, there's a reason why she was called Prudence. She was very prudent. Anyway, we're on...
Tangent number 1.
Tangents already. A tangent alert. We should have a little jingle for a tangent.
Yeah.
Lauren, we shouldn't be laughing. We shouldn't be joking around here. I have some very serious news to inform you of. Oh, you won't believe what's happened.
Oh, gosh. Go ahead.
We've been under attack.
Oh my God, we have. I can't believe the email we got.
Oh my God, it was one of the most exciting things that happened in a long time. Now, Lauren and I obviously have this podcast and we've signed up to the podcast hosting service called Buzzsprout. Big shout out to the guys at Buzzsprout.
Big shout. They let us put our own brand colours into the sound bites, you know.
Well, they should
helpful.
do. We do pay them.
Yeah, we do.
This isn't an ad.
One day, fingers crossed.
So we get an email from Buzzsprout, and Buzzsprout's been great. I've never had any trouble with Buzzsprout before for previous podcasts, and all of a sudden I couldn't get on the website because I've been glued to the website stats, checking up how many people are listening and downloading. Thank you if you already have.
Whoop, whoop.
And they were a target of an attack, a DDoS. A DDoS, apparently, which I know you're all thinking, oh, I know what a DDoS is. If you don't, because it is actually apparently a distributed denial of service attack. And what they do is these hackers or these attackers, these scum of the earth people that are trying to interfere in our podcasting, they attack the website. They send so many requests to a website that it takes the website down. And then you know what they do? They hold them to ransom. They say, listen.
Is that what happened? I actually didn't finish reading the email. It was ever so long.
Oh, you couldn't bear to read any more of the harrowing tale.
I'm a millennial. I get 2 seconds and I'm like, I've scanned this. I'm done. I'm like E.T.
Oh my God, it is like that thing, when a friend comes up to you and they're like, oh, watch this video on YouTube, and then they're holding the phone and you look at the video and it's like 7 minutes long and you're like, oh, I can't do this. And then you have to find the point in the video where you're like, oh yeah, that's funny. Oh, I'll get the rest later. Anyway, no, what they did is they absolutely attacked, and they said, if you don't pay us money, we will not relinquish this attack. Now, Buzzsprout, great word. Thank you. I thought so too. Buzzsprout, in their infinite wisdom, they didn't stand down. They did not stand down, and good for them.
Yeah, I think
they said, you're not having my money.
Nerds. Yeah, good for them. Good for bloody
them.
Yeah,
no, and they said basically if we give them money, that just funds further more, sophisticated attacks. So it's no coincidence that this attack came through just as we launched the podcast, Lauren.
Well,
I don't want to put two and two together, but...
I think we overwhelmed them.
I think people over in Russia, because I'm just guessing they're Russian hackers. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. Maybe it's stereotypical to assume. But I just think people thought, hold on a second. This is going too far. Lee and Lauren's Fab Life. Fab Life with Lee and Lauren.
How do I get a piece of this? How do I get a piece of this?
So anyway, we're back. I know you've all probably been terribly concerned for our welfare. We are back. Buzzsprout is back.
Front page news.
It really was.
They were definitely after them branding colours, let me tell you. That's what it was.
Oh, I do love the branding colours. After
that hex number, that's what they wanted.
Well, and that actually, we go from charmed hexes to colour hexes. We aren't actually going on tangents. Everything comes back full circle.
It's all planned.
But the nerds at Buzzsprout saved the day. And actually, we've decided in honour of those people, we're going to call this episode, I think we should call it, since we've already talked about charmed,
go on.
something nerdy this way comes. I'm just throwing it out there.
That is great. That would have been a title of an episode, and they would have had to say that within their, when they did a little poem, little haiku, when they were like getting a demon in between some crystals to kill him.
Yeah, I think what you're talking about there, Lauren, is from the Book of Spells.
The Book of Spells, of course,
yes.
up in the attic.
Yes, and the if it was called Something Nerdy This Way Comes, it would be like a demon who turns them into kind of nerdy, geeky people in high school, and they've gone back in time and they have to get out of it,
It would have been the hot nerdy guy that worked at the paper with Phoebe, I bet. And she was like, oh, flirty, and then little did she know he was a hot nerd who was putting a spell on him. So,
talking of hot nerds,
please
Superman,
continue.
Clark Kent. One thing I've always thought about Clark Kent is
disguise a shit?
Yes, he only ever had a pair of glasses. Although saying that, have I ever told you about the time? This is a tangent, but that when I was trying to get into a nightclub and I wasn't. This is bad. I don't condone this, but I wasn't yet 18. All my friends had turned 18 and I couldn't get into nightclubs because, I wasn't 18. But all my
July
friends had
birthday like me as well.
Exactly, Cancerian, hard shell, soft heart.
Hey,
but what happened is either all my friends were already 18 or they looked 48. So, and because I was cursed with not only being young, but looking so young.
Yeah, that beautiful skin.
So, well, no, what I used to do is I used to borrow my mum's glasses and take my friend's ID, who I look nothing like.
Yeah.
And one time I got into this club and they let me in and I thought, well, I don't need the glasses anymore, so I put the glasses in my pocket safe and sound to return them to Leslie the next day. And I went to the bar, all Billy Big Bollocks, didn't I? Pop my order in. I'm like, can I get such and such? And she goes, I need to see your ID. And I'm like, oh. And I didn't put my glasses on, so I show her this ID and she looks at the passport and she's like, that's not you. And I was like, oh
my God, did you get kicked out?
Well, no. You know what I did? And this is God's honest truth. I went, oh, it's because I don't have my glasses on. I said, oh, one sec. And I put my glasses on and she went, oh, God, yeah, you're right. It completely changes the way you look. What can I get you?
Oh, my God.
And literally got away with it.
She must have been pissed.
She probably was. That was back in the day, back in Grimsby.
There was no cameras behind the bars then. They were always minesweeping.
Absolutely not. So we have something in common with our nerdiness, don't we?
We do.
I think we're both probably secret nerds deep down. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think this is big news. I think this is big news to throw it out there. We've never been ashamed of it, but I think doing a whole podcast ep on it, it's like, welcome, guys, welcome to the inside of our mind, our nerdy minds.
And the thing is, if anyone hasn't already seen what Lauren looks like, you can probably make out over the artwork, the fabulous artwork, Lauren, that you have designed yourself. Thanks. Really well done. Pat yourself on the back for that.
Doing it now. Yep.
Okay, good. And but you don't look like a nerd.
Hey,
there is no way you look like a nerd.
Well, you don't either.
I'm glad you said that, Lauren, but I think out of the two of us, I probably would look a little bit more
the
nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you had to guess, it would probably be me. Because I guess I do dress... I mean, we spoke about this last episode. Seth Cohen, bit preppy, bit geeky. I've always quite liked that.
Sweater vest.
However, you're like glam, fab life in an outfit.
Fab life in an outfit, indeed.
When did you first learn you were a nerd?
Oh, I've always loved video games, actually, because we had a Sega Mega Drive as a kid. Yes. Yeah, do you remember that? I was actually, this is a slight tangent, but I was talking about this with my brother the other day and his partner, and we were just like reminiscing about all the games we used to have, like Radical Rex, and even my mum was good at that, and yet you were like a little T-Rex on a skateboard, shout out to Radical Rex, and we used to complete it because you couldn't come off the game, could you? You couldn't like save the game like you can now.
Oh yes, that's true.
So you just had to pause it and hope your TV.
Kids have it so easy
off.
These days.
I know they do. They don't know the born.
And did you ever have the Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck one?
Oh, I think that was one of the first games I got actually when our like nerdy friend of the family came around to set it up for us, and then I swapped it and we got loads of other games. So our favourite was Streets of Rage. When you blaze and you do like this kick, it's so good. And we used to argue.
Was that a fighting game?
It was a fighting, but a walk-through one as well. So you had to like walk through the streets, and there'd be a boss at the end. So it was a good 2-player one. Yeah, you can get this on PlayStation now. So.
I'm sorry, I can hear it in your voice how excited you are. Like, be a boss at the end, yeah.
Be a boss, yeah. Yeah, it was so good. And then you used to like get energy from eating a turkey leg that was on the floor. I mean, would you in real life?
Oh God, you wouldn't do that now, would you?
No. And then the other one was it an apple or a pumpkin? And we used to argue over that, sibling shit.
What do you mean? What? Who would eat the apple? Who would eat the pumpkin?
Well, yeah, because it'd be like, you just ate it. Like, why did you press AB? Like, you should have left that for me. Like, I'm dying. And then we didn't know whether it was an apple or a pumpkin because it looked like both. Because it was like pixelated effects. But I went on a tangent within a tangent then. So what I was gonna tell you about was we used to have Moonwalker Game, which was Michael Jackson, right? And it was based on the film and then the video of Smooth Criminal. And at the end of every so basically the idea of each thingy was you had to free children. You had to collect children throughout the game.
Well, this has not aged well, has it?
No, it hasn't. And you used to there was one in a car park and you'd open the boot of a car and there'd be a little kid in it. And she'd jump out and go, Michael! And then skip off. And the thing was you had to find the 8 kids in the level. Oh.
Stop it. Oh my God.
Not even joking.
The final level wasn't find Macaulay Culkin, save him.
Take him back to the ranch. No, yeah. Oh God, awful. But yeah, at the end of each level, when you used to pass it as well, it's just a close-up on his pixelated mouth and it would go, ow! Really good.
Right, okay. God, it's like he's in the room.
It really was. It was quite delayed as well. Oh, bless.
Oh,
yeah, so that's when I really got into it, to answer your question.
So you really got into gaming when you played a game centered around Michael Jackson freeing trapped children.
Exactly right. I mean, shows why I'm living that fab life these days,
Well, of course, I've always quite liked, games and stuff. But one thing that I remember I used to love was Grand Theft Auto, GTA.
I can't imagine you on that.
Oh my God, Lauren. So I'd either go two ways. I'd either go around on a rampage and absolutely, just completely go off my rocker. Yeah. Or I actually used to sometimes quite like just driving, and stopping at traffic lights and not running people over.
Just living your life in a game.
Yes, living my life a little bit in a game. But the trouble with that game is, it is kind of centered around doing everything as unlawful as possible. So sometimes I'd accidentally run someone over and all of a sudden I've got the army after me. But... yeah, I guess I am a little bit of a secret nerd. I have to stop myself now from playing games too much online. So you've got a PS. What are they on? What number are they on now?
Oh God, they're on 5 or something now. Can't afford that. Oh,
what have
not
you
when
got?
You
PS4?
don't buy PS3. We got at the beginning of lockdown. The PS5 hadn't come out then, I don't think. So it still kind of felt new. But yeah, so it really upped the old nerd factor again. Like, as you know, because I always tell you about it because I know you understand. You just go, oh, cool. Other people are like, you've got a PS3. I remember actually I put it on my Insta story. Like, what are you doing? I just put like me holding my PS3 remote with like a snack or whatever. And one of my followers replied with a snack, you know, always got to have a snack, guys. Because then you have to get up, otherwise mid-game you have to pause. Oh, it's terrible. And someone like commented being like, didn't have you as a gamer. And it's like, yeah, mate, I love a game. Completed three games now in the last year. And that's a lot for me because I do put it down. I'm not like those people that stay up all night with Cheetos
you're not
all
like,
over the face.
Oh God, I know. But as a teenager, I was a little bit like that sometimes.
Oh,
like,
I used to do that.
My parents would be like, leave the house, go and get some fresh air. And I'd just be, I used to be obsessed with, Habbo Hotel, which is not a game as such. It's more like a chat room.
They changed everything, those online ones, though. Habbo Hotel.
Oh, I know.
RuneScape.
They've all changed. Well, RuneScape. Oh my God, I was obsessed with RuneScape. So obviously, I grew up with Harry Potter. Not personally, I didn't know him, but
he lived under your stairs, did he?
He did. He was my pen pal, No, so I decided I wanted to join RuneScape. So for anyone listening, I should explain RuneScape is an online game where you play other people. So there's other people in the kind of world, and you create your own character, you build up levels, and you fight people. You fight the computer, but you can also fight. This was the great thing. If you went into the wilderness, you were able to be attacked by other people.
It's basically like Pokemon, actually. If anyone's ever had the Pokemon games, you go out into the wilderness because you want more Pokemon, and the rewards are bigger, but you're going to get attacked by someone that might be better than you. So you got to take that chance, man. You got to take that chance.
So, well, Lauren, so I decided I wanted to create, because, you know, I was going along the Voldemort lines. I thought I want to create this really powerful wizard, because I chose to be a wizard. I was obsessed with magic. We're back to Charmed, but I was obsessed with anything magic. And so I decided that I was going to call myself Zestinon. Because it just sounded, you know, it sounded kind of, I don't know why I chose Zestinon. So it's spelled Z.
Like a cocktail?
Yeah, well, yeah, the Zestinon. You know, it sounded like short enough. It had the Z in it, which I think I equated a little bit to like Voldemort, Zestinon, spelled Zestinon. Anyway, so
right, lovely, yeah.
So I built myself up, and it takes a while to build up these levels.
I
built myself up to be this really kind of, I wanted to be an evil wizard. And then what I used to do is I used to go to the wilderness dressed as a monk. And
you sly dog.
Oh, so sly. And I'd be burying bones.
That was so weird. You did have to bury bones all the time. It's like you bump into someone and be like, Zestinon is burying bones. You'd be like, all right.
Yeah, so I was burying bones in the wilderness. And
as you do.
Can we just soundbite this as well afterwards? Just me. I was burying bones. And,
one more time.
I befriended this guy. Now, little did he know, in my little backpack, I had all my staff. I had all my I had my wizard staff. I had my wand.
Yeah, your PA was in there. You heard us make parties.
It was a Christmas party.
Glitter ball.
No, so I befriended him, and the poor boy. And he was like, "Don't attack me." I was like, I am just but a lowly monk." I was like, I advocate peace, and I was dressed in, you know, such terrible robes that no one wanted to attack me because I thought he's got nothing.
Felt sorry for you.
Anyway. Then what I would do is I would all of a sudden bind them, which meant they can't move and they can't teleport out the wilderness. And then, before their very eyes, I would transform from a monk into this grand wizard. You know, like in Aladdin, when Jafar becomes,
really big
bad Jafar.
Yeah,
big Jafar gets his staff back. That's what happened with me. And they'd be like, "What?" And then all of a sudden I'd be like attacking them. And then as they were on their last, just like that. And as I'd make the same noise that Michael Jackson did. And as they just used to, I could see their little bar dying. I would just put, remember the name, zesting on, and then I'd kill them and take all the stuff. I mean, that's quite psychotic, really, isn't it? Hearing it back.
That's a real deep dive into your subconscious right there, I think. RuneScape used to do maiden, though, because it was at a time when internet wasn't like it is now. So if your internet crashed, or your mum wanted to go on the phone to get a free 60 minutes that day, you'd be screwed.
Or we had to do that all the time. We had to, after an hour, be like 58 minutes. Right, log off and log back on again. We don't want to start paying for this.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, jeez. You're trying to have an MSN conversation with GIFs about boobs here. Do you know what I mean?
And yes, I was doing just that. But now, then we also realised we both did quite like The Sims, didn't we?
Love The Sims. That was another thing when my mum wanted to go on the internet or whatever, because that obviously wasn't on the internet back in the day, Sims 1. I've never been so excited to get a game right. But it used to take about half a day to load up, didn't it? So you were in it for the night.
Oh,
Get from school.
Music.
Oh, God. I just used to turn the speakers right down. Awful. And then my mum would come out. She was like, I've got to ring your grandma, get off the thing. And I'd be like, no, not ring your grandma. It wouldn't be that, would it? Because it was internet. She wanted to go on the internet. Check her, she used to have a Lycos account.
What's a Lycos?
Oh, remember Lycos? It was like...
No, I don't.
It was like AOL, but it had a Labrador as its like logo.
Oh, I bet it's fuming with Andrex now that they've monopolised the Labrador as its
Well, it was a black
spokesperson.
Labrador, actually.
Oh.
So it was original. It was OG. But yeah, so she'd want to get on to check her emails, and then that'd be it. I'd just spent half an hour watching it load up the bar, and then I'd have to get off it. Oh,
I know. It was so, I always remember, actually, whenever we got Sims, we'd download it, we'd put it on the computer, and then, a week or so later, the computer would start going slow, or it'd start crashing. My mum would be like, it's The Sims. It's The Sims. You're not installing that again. It's The Sims. Every time we have this.
Oh, God. Then you'd have to defrag. Do a defrag. Do you remember them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yes, I do remember
defragging a computer. I don't think it did anything.
My mum used to go, we need to defrag this. I don't know what defrag means.
I used to get the blame as well. And I'd be like, I'll defrag it, because no one else knew how to do it. And my brother is like such a technophobe, right? And he just gets angry with like anything technical, and he'd like, so he'd try and go on the internet for his like homework or something, and I'd be on it, and so he'd kick me off, whatever, I need to do this. So he was already in a mood, and then it would be a bit slow on the internet, and he'd be like, Lauren, this is you, what have you been downloading on this? Oh my God, blah, blah. And I'm like, you just don't know, mate, just get it defragged.
Jesus Christ. Paul, just get it defragged. Chill out and defrag, right?
And
the blue screen of death. Whenever you saw that, I'd be like, what's gone on?
I'd just turn it off. I'd turn the monitor off and just go up to my room.
Oh, really?
And just
so
hope
someone
it would
else
sort itself out, yeah. And just like,
I used to always go, I think we've got a virus. Mum always was downloading Norton antivirus.
Oh my God, my mum had shares in Norton, I swear to God. She always had she was like, I got the new one, the Norton 360. Be like, all right, great, Mum. And then, but it used to come in like a DVD box, didn't it? Like a full manual. But like, just
God, not ours. God. I mean, God, if Mum wanted to actually go to a shop and get it herself. God, no. I'm not paying for Norton. I'm not paying to protect this thing. It was like Napster. Do you remember Napster?
Oh, I used to spend
the original Spotify.
Oh, it's so good. I miss it. LimeWire then took over.
That was it, yeah.
I remember waiting about 4 hours one night to download Bugaboo, the music video by Destiny's Child. It was worth every minute.
Was it? I've never heard of Bugaboo.
You make me wanna throw my page out the window. Break my knees so I can move. You're a bugaboo. A bugaboo. God, I sing on every episode. It's turning out. What the hell?
What did you sing last episode?
I sang You with your bloody eye umbrella.
Oh, yes, I Umbrella, of course. If anyone hasn't listened to episode 2, do go back and listen to it. You probably realise by now there's no real linear kind of journey that we're going on, so you can listen to the episodes in any order that you wish. But before we go, Lauren, I wanted to actually talk to you about something that I saw in the news this week. And obviously last episode we were talking the aftermath of Valentine's Day. We were talking about people who were, in love and, happily in relationships. And I saw this lovely couple in the news this week, which was picked up in, I can't remember what tabloid it was, but basically this woman gifts her partner a scratch card. Now, you know how much I love a scratch card.
Oh, me too.
Oh, God, it's actually a secret of mine.
The joy of just getting your pound coin.
Oh, I know. Well, I've migrated to doing them online. That's how much I'm loving them. That's quite dangerous.
No, you don't get the same thrill. You don't have to hoover up after.
Yeah, true. But I don't really want to.
I don't
That's not. I don't pick up a scratch card and go, oh, soon I'm going to get the hoover out. Also, how big is your scratch card that if you have to hoover after it?
I don't know. I've not done one in ages, actually. Sometimes if you've got actually got cash, I'll get one. I like them big ones. I'll just go for the brightest colour. Really.
Oh, God. Well, I remember that as a kid. I thought, I'm going to try my luck. I'll get a scratch card. I picked this massive one, not realising £10. I was too embarrassed to say change it. I was too embarrassed. Anyway, so this woman gets this guy a scratch card, okay? And he's scratching his scratch card. And it's a video. You can go and have a look on it online after this. But he's scratching his scratch card. And what does it say inside the scratch card?
What?
We're having a baby.
Escándalo. Oh my God.
What do you think about that? She has used a scratch card to break the news that he's having a baby. She's having a baby. His baby, I assume.
Was he thrilled?
Yes, so obviously they've been trying for a long time, or they've been trying at least.
It's like a prize then, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's quite funny, but he goes, baby, because it just says baby. He scratched like the wrong bit at first.
Yeah, he was like, they've avoided it.
But I wanted to ask you about gestures like that. Do you like, I mean, there was part of me where I was like the cynic watching it, like, oh God, it's all on TikTok, it's all this, it's all that.
People
but I did also quite like it. But what about you? Would you ever do such creative gestures, or is that not, I was trying to think whether or not you would, that would be your thing.
Whether I'd do it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether I'd think of a scratch card. She'd probably have to have that made and wait for it. So she'd probably been pregnant for ages. How long did that take to come? Do you know what I mean?
Well, I did go on Amazon actually afterwards because I thought exactly the same as you, Lauren. I thought, she had to get that personalised. How much does that bloody cost her? And there's some already made up for particular birthday things.
Of course, they're a thing, aren't they? They're an Etsy.
But just kind of stretching it out more to, grand gestures, whether it be proposals or whether it be, announcing that you're having a baby. Are you into that? Because I always thought I'd want a flash mob for a proposal.
Yeah, and everyone... Well, have you seen that flash mob where he pretends he's someone comes over and he's like, I'm the mistress or whatever.
Oh,
so
yes, I've seen it.
That's awful. I wouldn't say yes after that. I'd just be like, you've just put me through that. You just wouldn't know what to think. Oh, absolutely fuming at it.
Or imagine if he comes up and was like, I'm cheating on you. And then you'd be like, well, I'm cheating on you as well.
Oh,
and
my God.
Like, what?
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, hold on. And then, there's me in the wings waiting to do my star turn of the
me
flash mob.
Waiting to sing I Umbrella in the bloody wings as well. You know what I mean?
Leslie's round the corner waiting for her 76 trombone.
Yeah, she's just put the microwave on.
But yeah, but the more older I get, I just think I don't want that. And I don't want to, I don't want to do things just for bloody views on social media. I mean, it was nice. I don't know. Am I being a bit of a grump? I kind of like it. I kind of don't. Maybe I don't have a stance on it at all. What do I think?
What do I want? Yeah, I don't know. I don't get the whole filming of stuff like, I know people who've like, what was it the other day? Was it Freddie telling me? Someone was like got proposed to and they had their friend like hiding, like it was in America somewhere, I think. And they had like the friend hiding off this cliff kind of thing to take a picture of them proposing. And I was like, yeah, but that's a moment for you. And then there's pictures of them after with the friends like, oh, these two are waiting for us. I'm like, well, it's not about you two anymore then, is it? It's about Joe Bloggs in the trees or whatever. Which is a bit weird.
Yeah. Oh God. I would not want to take that responsibility either.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're on some bloody cliff. Firstly, I'm afraid of heights, so I'd be a nervous wreck anyway.
Yeah.
Secondly,
get you on a bridge.
Imagine if you don't get the bloody shot. Imagine if the phone freezes or the camera, you drop the camera or a gust of wind or a crow flies down and you're going, caca, and you're like distracted by the crow.
Yeah, your phone rings and you're like, Mum, I'll ring you back.
Yeah.
Awful. And there's that other one, the one that I hate the most.
Your phone rings on the cliff and you're going, no, Mum, I don't know how to defrag a computer because it's not 2001.
Just get a laptop, Mum. I've told you. Fibre broadband. Jesus.
Floppy disks are not a thing anymore. Put them away.
I'll get you Norton. for Christmas, Mum. Just, if you put the phone down right now, I'll buy you anything you want.
It's more about McAfee these days, isn't it?
Oh, it is. You don't see Norton. Do you know what, slight tangent, do you know what else you don't see anymore? What was that encyclopedia thing you used to have for school? And it was before like Wikipedia was a thing. What was it called?
Was it called, I think it's just called Encyclopedia 360, was it?
Was it? Oh, I
don't know. Maybe I've made that up.
It was like a play on the word encyclopedia, wasn't it? And like whatever subject you had at school, you put that disc in. It was basically Wikipedia. So it never got updated.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
What was it called?
It was called Encarta.
Encarta. Do you remember that?
Oh, God, do I remember Encarta? I lived on
good.
Encarta. Because, I'm the type... I'm in primary school. I used to have an electronic pocket dictionary and thesaurus. So you imagine when I got home from school, that Encarta floppy disk, I was all over it.
Oh, it was so good. But everyone's homework was the same thing because they just copied it off Encarta, didn't they? Just printed that out, cut it out and stuck it in the book. There you go. There's my history homework.
Yeah. Now we've got Wikipedia.
Oh, and
that's
you can write whatever you want.
Encarta.
Yeah, you can make up the facts if you like. At least Encarta was proofread, you like to think.
Yeah.
But just going back to an awful cringy story is when people propose on planes.
Oh, don't. I've never heard of people doing that.
Someone I used to work with, she was like, I think it was a sister. She was like, oh, yeah, I proposed to her. Because I was like, oh, what was the story? That's nice. It's her wedding coming up. And she was like, well, and she was like, I'm not into it, but you've got to put a brave face on. Yeah, they proposed on a plane. So you stuck with them. So you've got to say yes. It's kind of like you're backed into a corner.
I read recently somewhere where it said if you propose to someone in front of other people, like crowds of people, it's a hostage situation.
Yeah, it is.
But I do love a flash mob. I guess it's different. If you know the person wants to get married, then that's good. So if someone's like, when are you going to ask me to marry you? And then I guess you can do it in front of other people. But if it is a bit like you haven't discussed it and stuff and you do it in front of others, it is a bit like, oh, God, what if it's a no?
Blink twice if you need us to help you. You know what I mean? That's what you should do. But yeah, I don't get it at all. And like, if there's any doubt, you shouldn't be doing it. Like, if someone wants to marry you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I knew Freddie was going to ask me because it was at the end of the pier, there was no one there. It was dead cute.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really sweet. And then he started acting a bit weird. And he was like, let me just run around this corner because we were just going, the restaurant at the end wasn't open, so we were just going for a walk before our tea. And he was like, oh, we can't go around there, there's a bin.
You were building up an appetite. Let's go for a walk before our tea.
Yeah. We're really in Deal. There's not that many places to go apart from the place we were in. Yeah. But yeah, he ran around this corner. I was like, we can't go there, there's a bin. And I was imagining this big biffer, like a big biffer bin. And so I knew straight away. And it was only one of them little waste paper bins on the lamppost. I'd have said yes next to a bin. It doesn't matter.
You can Photoshop that out.
Yeah.
For the pictures.
It was fine. Yeah. We stuck to the more sunny corner with a bench on it.
So the minute he said about the bin, you thought, oh, this is it.
I was like, you are?
There's no getting past you. You bloody... It's like you're Angela Lansbury and bloody Murder, She Wrote,
I'm Jessica Fletch, babes. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, what's up? And he was like, I've got a question to ask you. So then we kind of like giddily ran back to the sunny corner of the pier.
Oh, God, I could imagine. Like,
so
skipping down. Like, I wonder what the question's going to be.
And he was like, best get down on one knee then. And then he did it. It was dead cute. Apparently the funniest thing is when he told my mum and dad he was going to ask me to marry him. My mum went, oh, how she was dead excited, whatever. She went, do you think you'll be able to record it for us? And Freddie was like, no, I think I'll need to use my hands to, get the ring out and stuff. So I was like, God, she's so
Sandra.
needy.
I do love Sandra.
She's so needy for us. But yeah.
I hope Freddie asked Cilla Black's blessing. And the reason I say that is because I'm now challenged to say Cilla Black in every single episode.
It's the unofficial Cilla Black chat.
Let's see if we can somehow merge Cilla Black in as much as possible. Yeah. We love her.
We should have found her wedding story, or if she was a gamer. I doubt it. The closest she got to gaming was that bloody revolving door on Blind Date.
Oh,
poor Graham was back there with a windy up lever, just trying to get it open.
I reckon she'd be very competitive, though. I think playing her at Monopoly would be a real kind of
Christmas
intense night.
House. Yeah.
Oh well, I'd love to, but you know.
Not going to happen now, is it?
God, we've done it again.
Do you know what? Oh my God. Freddie reminded me the other day of, there's this really funny story, because obviously she was really good friends with Paula Grady, wasn't she? And they were on holiday once. It must have been her apartment that she was always at and sadly died in. So they always used to go on holiday together, and he used to tell all the drunk stories. They're always out on the lash. And there was this one story, and they come back and they couldn't find the key, so he had to push her through the window, so they had to break into her apartment or wherever it was. Can you imagine Paula Grady shoving her by the bum just to get her through this bloody window in Spain? Everyone must have been like, who are these two? You won't mess with them though.
Name a more iconic duo.
Hey,
that's all I say.
I mean? Well, only thing that would top that off was if Paula Grady was Lily Savage at the time. That would have just been the creme de la creme of holiday memories, wouldn't it?
Right, listen. We've yabbed on for 35 minutes. And yes, I just said the word yab. I don't know what that yeah.
I'll just get on Encounter and double check that as soon as we're off here, just to see if it's real.
I would.
Load up that floppy disk.
I'm too busy waiting for the Sims to load. It's been 57 minutes.
Oh God. We've not even done all our stories. We'll have to come back to gaming, I'll tell you what.
I know what happened. We kind of spoke a bit about it. We covered that.
No, I mean in the
check
future.
That off the list. Oh God, we'll always come back to it. I mean, we'll come back to it whenever we don't know when we're going to come back to it. We go, oh, what am I talking about? We just don't know what we're talking about half the time.
Do you know what? We're going to come back to it. And good night.
But you know what? People are loving the tangents, and that's what I'm saying to myself. You know?
Yeah, especially in the panny day, like we said. You want your mate to be with you while you're just doing your awful, boring walk. I am so bored of walking around my block. Honest to God. Too. And I'm just trying to get up to 10,000 steps so I can eat my tea and, feel like I've done something. But it's too much.
I'm bored of my garage. I've got a home set up in my back. I'm bored of it. I'm bored of it.
I might buy some weights.
We had tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and I know we shouldn't talk about cause of Ozo, and we're not going to do it too much, but yeah. I think now collectively as a nation we're all in tier I'm over this now, because everyone is just like, stop. But hey, you've always got this podcast to keep you company, so go out for a walk, have a listen to this, or lay on your bed and do it. We'd love you to leave a review. We'd love you to leave any feedback. We'd also love you, if possibly, to follow us on social media, Fab Life Pod, and send us some suggestions for future topics. Please do. As you can probably tell, they're not, so set in stone that we can't venture off to other suggestions. Yeah. So,
but as you get to know us as well, you'll probably think, oh, they've talked about that. I want them to delve a bit deeper into that story. So that might
absolutely, we're willing to do that. Yeah,
exactly right.
All right, Lauren. Well, thanks so much, and we'll see you next week for another helping of Fab Life.
See you, my darling, with Lauren and Lee.